As we look ahead to this 2012 Stanley Cup Final between the New Jersey Devils and Los Angeles Kings, what jumps out is the number of star players who have an opportunity to reshape their reputation on hockey's greatest stage. Now, first you look at the New Jersey Devils, where Ilya Kovalchuk was a bit of an odd fit a couple of years ago when he first came over via trade. Now, during his time with the Atlanta Thrashers, Kovalchuk was one of the game's deadliest scorers, but he had a bit of a reputation for being defensively lax and not necessarily buying into the team concept. During this playoff run, however, Kovalchuk is doing all the little things to help the Devils win, whether it's throwing a big hit in the offensive zone to create an opportunity for a teammate or showing more of a consistent effort across the entire length of the ice. Kovalchuk is not only silencing his individual critics, but he's also countering some criticisms that have been thrown at Russian players in general over the last few weeks. Now in goal, Martin Brodeur is already one of the NHL's most accomplished goaltenders of all time. But, over the last few years, the developing field of statistical analysis has often held up Brodeur as an example of a guy whose individual accomplishments may instead be more the result of team play. In fact, there's one of the leading blogs in the space is literally titled "Brodeur is a Fraud." But if he can knock off Vezina Trophy finalists Henrik Lundqvist and then Jonathan Quick on his way to adding another Stanley Cup trophy to his resume, I think Marty will handle those criticisms just fine. Meanwhile in Los Angeles, it all starts with the dynamic duo of Mike Richards and Jeff Carter. Last year around this time, the Philadelphia Flyers traded both of them out of town on the same day. Richards went to Los Angeles while Carter was shipped to Columbus. But after another meltdown by the Blue Jackets, Carter was traded at the deadline to Los Angeles to rejoin his running mate Richards. And together, these two have unlocked the potential that people have been seeing in the Kings for a couple seasons now. So while the Flyers are left watching from the sidelines, it's Carter and Richards that potentially have the last laugh and the opportunity to raise the cup in a couple of weeks. The last guy on our list is Dustin Penner. A few years ago when the Edmonton Oilers swiped him away from Anaheim as a restricted free agent, Penner was talked about as one of the game's great potential power forwards. But the results since then really haven't lived up to the hype. And early this season, he came under very direct criticism for his conditioning level and commitment. But, big playoff goals have a great way of restoring one's reputation, and they don't get much bigger than Penner's series-clinching Game 5 overtime winner against the Phoenix Coyotes. That sent the Kings to this Stanley Cup Final, their first since 1993, and with one or two more goals like that, Penner will put to rest those criticisms of the last few seasons. So there you have it. Even though the two teams are going to be battling for Lord Stanley's Cup, there are a number of individual players who have a tremendous opportunity here to reshape their image on the national stage. It'll be interesting to see who stands out as a hero and potentially who serves as the GOAT in the weeks ahead. I'm Dirk Hogue on the Forecheck.